Welcome back to episode 7 of Average Joe News Co. Today, our first story will be a suspect who was arrested after bringing a kitten with him to rob a bank in Maryland. And our second story will be an engineer team that's created a tiny drone that hunts mosquitoes in midair. Let's get into it.
Okay, let's go.
For our first story today, a man was arrested in Beltsville, Maryland after stealing a 3-month-old Tuxedo cat named Magnolia from the Beltsville Community Cats Rescue Shelter. Magnolia was on display at a pet store for adoption when the suspect took her across the street to a PNC branch and tried to use her, quote, as an accessory in an attempted robbery. Apparently, he had visited the pet store multiple times, actually daily, for the last 2 weeks before this attempted robbery, with a focus on Magnolia, eventually stealing the key to the adoption area as well as the cat. He asked the bank manager when he arrived to hold the kitten while he wrote and handed a note demanding all of the cash that the bank had.
Well, your resume seems fine, but I don't see any references. This is a robbery!
Thankfully, the robbery was unsuccessful. The suspect was arrested, and Magnolia was found safe and sound in the manager's office where, quote, the two had bonded over their shared ordeal. First things first, this suspect clearly took the term cat burglar too literally. My question is, did this robber see something in the cat that they thought potentially made her well suited to felony bank robbery? As a tuxedo cat adopter myself, I will say cats have the potential to either be incredibly sweet companions or to turn to a life of crime in an instant. They tend to be more motivated by food and, in my experience with our cat, also by grabbing feet to assert dominance, more so than fiat currency. Hopefully Magnolia's life of crime is behind her. I suspect that this story will probably get her an adoption very soon. After all, it would be pretty cool to be able to tell people that your cat is a failed attempted bank robber. Moving on to story number 2, engineers at a company called Torinol have developed an autonomous micro drone that can hunt mosquitoes mid-air without using chemicals. Their goal is to deploy swarms of tiny drones capable of identifying, tracking, and intercepting mosquitoes using ultrasonic sensors and, you guessed it, AI-powered software. This is gonna get a no from me, dog.
It's a no for me, dog.
I applaud the effort, and there are serious potential benefits, I'm sure, of reducing the mosquito population, particularly in disease prevention, I would assume. Having said that, not every single problem needs to be solved with an AI drone swarm. I'm actually in favor of less drone swarms rather than more. My other question is, how much does this cost per unit? It seems expensive compared to the traditional means of dealing with mosquitoes, while I will admit that they're probably less efficient. But if this thing has ultrasonic sensors and AI-powered software, it seems incredibly expensive relative to other means of taking out mosquito populations. The Average Joe News Co. solution to this problem is that in direct competition to this company, we will send a electrified tennis racket to every American rather than this. After all, a human-powered hunting swarm to prove that AI doesn't need to do everything for us is probably exactly what this country needs right now. Okay, moving on to sports. Our review of our last prediction, chess boxing. I'm going to chalk this up as a bad recommendation, and that is because the major event actually isn't until October. Shame on me. Should have realized that October 5th, 2026 was obviously going to be the premier chess boxing event. So we'll put that down as a bad prediction. That makes us 2 for good, 0 for mid, and 3 for bad. But check it out later in October. I think it'll still be pretty interesting. The recommendation for today is the last golf major, the British Open, or the Open Championship if you're from England, begins today at Royal Birkdale in Southport, United Kingdom. Scotty Scheffler and Rory McIlroy are the favorites for this tournament. I'm going to go with Tommy Fleetwood this weekend. He's been playing really well recently. He has a bunch of consecutive near top 10 or top 10 finishes, and I think he's overdue for a win. Why not do it in a major championship on home soil?
Well, I've been doing my hardest to get it over the green. I've been practicing as hard as I can. Just not reaching it this year, but I'm just trying my hardest.
Moving on to Wow That's Warm, Ramhormoz, Iran at 118 degrees. Fun fact about this place is it is home to Tashku, an eternally burning mountain where underground sulfur gases continuously ignite, making the mountainside essentially constantly on fire. It kind of sounds like a depiction of hell on earth, but to each their own. Moving on to That's Frigid, we have La Rinconada, Peru at 10 degrees Fahrenheit. Fun fact about this place, it is 16,372 feet above sea level. That makes it the highest permanent human settlement on Earth. We're finding a lot of places in this segment that don't really seem that desirable to live in, but shout out to all the La Rinconada residents. You're a hardy bunch for living 16,000 feet above sea level.
Is it cold?
No, it's not cold.
Are you cold?
No, I'm not cold.
That is episode 7 of Average Joe News Co. Thanks as always for tuning in. We'll be back again with another episode tomorrow. Hit the music.